Russia has selected India to construct its four non-nuclear icebreaker ships valued $750 million. Why has Russia chosen India instead of China? Well, good question. Interesting question. What's an icebreaker? Now, an icebreaker is a ship with a reinforced hull that can uh, ram through sheet ice. Which, if you go to the Arctic or Antarctic regions, part of the Earth, there are in the Arctic Circle, you essentially have permanent ice over there that floats over the ocean. And if you want a ship to navigate that region, or if you want a ship to go to Antarctica, you have to plow through hundreds of square kilometers of just sheet ice floating over water. And that's like essentially icebergs, but just one sheet of icebergs. And you know what happens when ships hit icebergs, right? You know what happened to the Titanic? The ship struck an iceberg and sank. So that's dangerous. It's deadly for ships, colliding with a block of ice. But you have a class of ships called icebreakers that have very strong reinforced hulls that can simply cut through the ice. That's what an icebreaker is. And the Russians, they obviously, the nation of Russia is an Arctic nation, and now the Arctic region is beginning to thaw because of global warming and all that. So the Arctic region will soon become a viable trade route and shipping route, but it will still have a significant amount of time when it's icebound. So to navigate the region, you need icebreakers, and and that's why Russia needs to acquire more icebreakers. They've always been a nation with that operates multiple icebreakers. I don't know how many dozens, but yeah, they need more, newer ones. So they have commissioned India apparently to construct four of these non-nuclear icebreakers. You can even have nuclear-powered icebreakers. Uh, so the question is, why India? Why not China? The Chinese also have a excellent world-class shipbuilding industry, and there are other nations as well. So first of all, the European nations are out of the question now because of the war in Ukraine, and the whole of Western Europe is against Russia. So France or other nations, they won't do this for Russia. The US is absolutely out of the question, obviously. uh, South Korea is a US vassal, a US client state, so they won't do it for Russia. Neither will Japan, which is a US possession, US occupied territory. Japan also won't do it for Russia. So the only options left, major options, are India and China. And apparently, China's shipyards are occupied until, I don't know what, 27, 28, maybe 2030, thereabouts. That's why the Russians have chosen India. So good for Russia, good for India, good for the relationship. And that's probably why they have chosen India to take up this project.